Hi guys, this week's video is going to be a bit more of a serious one, and sorry, it's not actually going to be about me specifically with Tourette's this time, but it's going to be about a few other people, or it's going to be little clips of four other people gave me about interactions that they've had in public or at work or other situations with people who are either don't understand the disorder or don't really care to understand the disorder. This video is important to me because although I like to keep a very positive attitude, um, I think it's so important to show how some people with Tourette syndrome are treated. And it's truly heartbreaking to me that to read some of the responses that I got and it makes my blood boil when I read a lot of them. So I'm gonna apologize in advance if I get a little worked up or if I get a little choked up, because for me to sit and think that people are being treated like this, it really breaks my heart. And it's just my way of showing all of you that watch this that don't have Tourette syndrome um, why we need this awareness, because there's so much ignorance in the world, and I know it's never going to go away, but the more we teach about this disorder, the more we show people that what we're doing is not a joke and what we're doing is truly out of our control. um, then I think it'll be, or my hope is that one day it'll be a little easier for those that have this disorder a lot worse than I do, or those that swear in public, etc. So this video is going to be about, like I said, people who shared some of those experiences with me. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to just basically read them to you and show them to you and show you why I do what I do and why it's so heartbreaking to me that so many people are afraid to show that they have Tourette syndrome or tell people they have Tourette syndrome, and this is why. So, the first one is from somebody that told me that recently I was at a rehearsal in theater group and someone put the music on for us to practice singing, but when it came on, it was so loud it startled me, causing me to do a tick jolt and a scream. I apologize, but yes, it's this was met with, yes, it was really unnecessary, wasn't it? I remember when everyone in that group respected my Tourette's. It was probably the only place where everyone took it seriously. But the newer people just would not get it. Considering all the newer people were passionate about mental health issues, you would have thought they would have been more understanding of me. That same person also liked to wind me up due to my social difficulties. So that right there, yeah, maybe the person accepted what they did. Maybe they realized what they did was out of their control, but the um, the look or the words that were used were completely unnecessary and completely just they weren't empathetic or even sympathetic to the person of it being out of their control. I think all these people they maybe kind of understand that we can't control what we do, but at the same time they think that we should be able to control it in certain situations, and it's just so mind-boggling to me the way people treat other people. The next one is I've never been kicked out of anywhere, but funny story, funny story. My husband used to work at a furniture store, and along with my Tourette syndrome, I have really bad OCD that requires for him to call me and let me know he is okay at all times. I can understand this situation because when my husband owned a motorcycle, I asked him to call me every single time he was off of it because I was terrified. You can't control those obsessive thoughts that go on through your head and the worry that you have. Anyways, he had to call me at all times, or I call him a lot just to make sure he's alive. I have this thing in my head that if I don't call, something will happen, or so much, or him having to call me. His coworkers used to call me LoJack. If they saw me, they would be very rude. They didn't like me at all. And of course, my husband didn't feel the need to explain my condition to anybody because to him it's normal. And he's super supportive and just does whatever he has to do to make me feel better. But it did feel very uncomfortable. This is a situation too that kind of makes my blood boil. Not kind of, but it does. Because like I said, I've been there. I asked my husband to let me know that he's okay. When the roads are even just like a little bit bad, like in the winter or anything else like that, I have him call me as soon as he gets, or at least text me as soon as he gets to work. When you have OCD, and I explained this in my OCD video, you have these thoughts that just play over and over in your head. And there's something, I don't know what it is, none of us do, that is just telling you that if you don't do this, something's going to happen to them. And to treat somebody like they're weird or just be rude to them because of that is so inappropriate. I can't even begin to explain, because you have no idea what's going on. And if somebody's husband is calling his wife all the time, or you're calling your husband all the time, that's nobody's business but their own. So to be rude to somebody because of that is just preposterous to me. Um, the next one was another really bad one for me. Anyways, it was short and sweet, but one that just doesn't make sense in my mind because of who were the people that were saying it. A gentleman told me that I've been kicked out of 4 churches because the pastor said I made the church look bad. This, like I said, is mind-boggling to me, because as a church, at least from what my knowledge is, you are supposed to be accepting and loving to everybody that goes to your church, and to tell somebody that something that they cannot control makes the church look bad just infuriates me. And these are just some of the things those of us living with Tourette syndrome hear, that these people hear all the time. How do you expect somebody to continue to want to go to church or be around other people or even tell people they have Tourette syndrome if you're telling them that they make you look bad? It doesn't make any sense. I saved this one for last, and it's the longest one, but this one really just, it breaks my heart. And if I sit and imagine if somebody would say something like that to me or somebody that I know, and it's just heartbreaking. So, like I said, it's a little bit long, but at work we have a headquarters and a remote site that's about an hour and a half away from our headquarters. When we're working a remote site, we all drive to the headquarters, hop in a company van, carpool to the remote site. The site's at a high altitude, and we're always auctioned to starve there. I'm okay in the morning, but by the end of the day, my tics are pretty bad. I can also understand that. The day it happened, at the end of my shift, I went down to the cars, threw my stuff in the back of them, went around to hop in. I opened the door, they stuck their hand in my face and said, "No, you're too crazy. Go ride with somebody else," and shut the door in my face. Then they drove off with my stuff. This next part is the part that really gets me. I have to point out to my coworkers as a whole, this doesn't represent them as a whole, but the same person, after we completed our CPR course, told me, "If you have a heart attack, don't expect me to do anything. I'll just watch you die." They were really nasty. He was just a really nasty, hateful person, and it took my boss a while to document everything, but eventually they let them go. This, to me, breaks my heart, because if somebody told me that they would rather watch me die than to save my life because I have Tourette syndrome, then I don't even know how I would react in that situation, because right now it kills me to read something like that, because that's so cruel and evil. And it's just so unnecessary to say. Like, if you feel those awful feelings and thoughts, for one thing, keep them to yourself. You don't need to express those things to somebody. There are people out there with Tourette syndrome that are already suicidal because of what they do, because of feeling like nobody understands, like feeling like everybody judges you or apparently wants you dead. It doesn't make any sense to me, and and I know I've said that a lot in this video, but it really doesn't. And I just thought it was really important that these things get out there to those of you watching that don't have Tourette's, because these things are said, and it's inappropriate and it's not necessary. And this is why I make these videos, because these people, they need their awareness out there, whether they're too afraid to talk about their Tourette's, whether it's too bad to make a video like I'm doing right now, or whatever the reason may be. The awareness needs to be out there, and it needs to be known that things like this are being said, and it's not being talked about in the appropriate manner. And I truly believe that. That's all I have for today. This video is already getting pretty long, so I apologize, it's not the average upbeat video, but like I said, I think this is necessary. I want to thank the 4 people that gave me that information. If you would like to give me anything like that, I'd love to hear from you and make a part 2 to this video. Or if you just want to reach out to me, feel free to contact me at my new Facebook page. That's where I'm trying to direct all of my YouTube video inquiries to kind of keep it all in one location and not so much in my personal email anymore. Please share this video because it's extremely, extremely important. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Like I said, share the video and subscribe to my page to learn more about stress syndrome. Thanks, guys. See you next time.